You're ruining your life because you're not living life for yourself. You're simply living it for others. So, anyways,
welcome back. Is this beginning or ending?
You came to this world alone. You're going to go alone. You're going to die alone. That's the honest truth. So if you keep on going in life thinking that whatever I do needs to be validated by others, guess what? You're not going to be happy. So live a little. You only have one life. First things first. People pleasing. It means that everything you do, you need it to be validated by others. You basically don't have a mind on your own. So I'm just going to give you like a little backstory. So I think my people pleasing started when I was in secondary school, and it just had to do with more of academic validation. I just wanted to please not just my parents, but teachers, my friends. I didn't want to be a disappointment. It started affecting me. Like, I noticed it started affecting me. I cared more about not wanting to disappoint others more than not wanting to disappoint myself. Yeah, I put other people above me, and it literally led me to a point of depression. I did not really care if I was happy. I just wanted other people to be happy for my own life. Make it make sense. But let me tell you something. You need to be selfish in this life sometimes, because you are in this life for you. It is your life. It is not somebody else's life. It is your life. So if everything you do needs to be validated by others, then... And it wasn't just academic validation. I just needed to be validated. Am I in this life for me or for others? You are in this life for you. If every single thing you do needs to be validated by others, it means you don't have a mind on your own. Basically, you are like a puppet, and you need to be controlled by others, basically, for you to make a decision, for you to do anything. You are basically a puppet. You're on strings. Eventually, I did like a thought process. Why exactly am I a people pleaser? So basically, I would say one is obviously self-esteem issues, and like validation just like boosts your self-esteem. If you want to overcome people pleasing, you actually need to work on your self-esteem issues. You have to build self-confidence to the point where you're sure that, you know what, I made this decision, and I made the decision for myself. You basically feel like your worth depends on others, and without other people validating your worth, then you are nothing. I mean, that's how I used to feel. I used to feel like if people were not validating a particular action I wanted to take, then it was the wrong move to make. Because if nobody was saying, you know what, you should do this, you should do that, then yeah, it is so crazy when I think about it. Why you will spend all your years on earth, and every single action you take or every move you made was because someone else had to validate it. When you got to that point where I realized that I was making decisions about literally my entire life based on what people had to say, I had to stand up. I was like, girl, so this is your sign. If you are watching this right now and you're about to make a life decision that you don't want, or because other people want for you, you're going after it, and tell yourself, this is what I want to do. I'm not saying be completely selfish in everything in life, but there are certain aspects, in fact a lot of aspects, where you have to be selfish with your life, because it is your life, yours, okay? Yours. It's so crazy. Do you hear yourself that you're doing this because of social media, people that don't even know you, or you're doing this because of your friends who have their own lives, or you're doing this because of your parents who have lived their own life? Okay, so we're done with people pleasing. Let's get into the next segment. Perfectionism. It is good and bad. Let me let you in on a little secret. There is nothing, when I say nothing, I mean zero, except from God. There is no such thing as being perfect. Nothing in this life is perfect. Literally nothing is perfect except from God. You cannot have a perfect life. Everybody has struggles. People you see on social media that you think, you know what, they have a perfect life. They have struggles. They have things they're going through. Nothing can be perfect in this life. You're going to get burnt out quick. You're going to get burnt out so fast. This is coming from me. I'm a retired perfectionist. I'm 101% retired from being a perfectionist. When I was in university as well as secondary school, literally I wanted a perfect life. Like, let's be so for real. Let's be so for real. Life is not perfect. That is the honest truth. You will go through ups and downs, and the only way is to get up and keep going.
Well, you know the good thing about hitting rock bottom? There's only one way left to go, and that's up.
When it came to my academics, I genuinely wanted to be so perfect. Literally up to the point where I graduated, I wanted to be perfect. I wanted to be the best graduating student in my course. So when I found out that I was the second best graduating student, I was like, why? Nobody's asking you that. So why did I spend so long trying to be the best at literally everything? When it came to my hair, I tried to have the longest hair, the fullest hair. I did everything. When it came to my skin, I tried to have the most perfect glass skin. Like, you don't need to crucify yourself just because you don't have perfect hair or perfect skin or the perfect academics. Like, that's the thing. Do your best, but don't let everything in your life be circulated around the fact that you want it to be perfect. You know, like, over time I wondered, like, why did I try so hard to be perfect? I realized that I was trying to be perfect because of my people-pleasing issues. I wanted to not disappoint anyone. I had such a low self-esteem and I needed validation from everything. I needed validation from everything, from the natural hair community, from the skincare community. I needed to be validated so bad because of my low self-esteem, because of my self-confidence issues. And that's why I tried so hard to be perfect. There's not like a perfect person. And lastly, let's talk about comparison. When you compare yourself to others, you are headed for a deep end. Basically, you are just sinking yourself, like deeper than the Titanic. You are sinking yourself. I feel like comparison is rooted in jealousy, wanting what someone else has. Crazy. I used to struggle so much with comparison. I have learned that everybody has their own journey, their own path in life. You're not realizing that every person has their own journey. Just because somebody is ahead of you does not mean you're not going to get to the finish line, because it's not a race. And that's what people forget. Life is not a race. We're not trying to find out who gets to the finish line first. We're all just trying to get to the finish line. And in a race, there are hurdles, obstacles, and you get through them. You jump over them and you continue. If you fall down, you stand up. You continue. And just so you know, comparison is a thief of joy. When you compare yourself to others, you don't get to celebrate your own wins. The little wins you have, you don't get to celebrate it because you're busy comparing yourself to other people. You literally will see people who have been in the YouTube game since, and you're comparing yourself. It happens to me. I'll be like, oh my god, this person already has this amount of views in just 1 hour. May only have 2 views in 1 hour. They were also at a point in their life where they also had 2 views in 1 hour. They started before you. Even if you guys started at the same time, it doesn't matter, because guess what? Everybody has their own journey. Just because someone is ahead of you does not mean you're not going to eventually get to where that person is. It does not mean that. Even if it takes you 5-10 years. Because as it says in Jeremiah 29:11, for God has a plan for you, plans of good and not evil, to give you an expected end. So God has a plan for everyone. And just because someone is ahead of you does not mean you're not going to get there. I'm sure you're like, Chizi, we already know that we go through people pleasing, perfectionism, and comparison. The problem is, how do we overcome it? One answer: live your life for you. Live your life for you. You are in this life for you. You came to this world alone. You're going to die alone. So why are you trying to please people? Why are you trying to be perfect? Why are you trying to compare yourself? Live your life. Celebrate your wins. No matter how small they are, how small you think they are. Romanticize your life, you guys. Romanticize every single thing in your life. You only live once. And I for sure know that I don't want to leave this earth knowing that I did not put value into this world. I spent all my time trying to please people. I tried to be perfect in everything I did. I compared myself. I wasn't happy. I don't want to live life like that. I don't know about you, but for me, I don't want to live life like that at all. Thank you to the 5 people that are watching, and I hope I put value into your life. And that's it. Bye guys. See you in my next video.
The panic years. That's how my 20s have felt anyway. I panicked to be perfect, to have everything figured out before 30. A panic to stay ahead of the cost of living crisis, buy a house, all while staying present because you're only in your 20s once, remember? A panic when people's success on LinkedIn makes your stomach drop. Or a panic when you've got no plans on a Friday night but the rest of Instagram stories does. A panic to constantly self-improve, to read more books until reading more books becomes more of a chore than a hobby that you do just to tick off a to-do list. A panic to make people proud and spend time with aging grandparents, to keep up with trends, plans with friends and skincare. Quite frankly, I am tired of panicking about the panic years. But I know I'm going to continue to panic about them anyway.